Wilson just ran faster than any teenager in history, and he's not even old enough to drive alone yet. On July 13th, 2025, something special happened at the Ed Murphy Classic in Memphis. A 17-year-old high school student ran the 400 meters in 44.10 seconds. That might sound like just another race, but this run made Quincy Wilson the fastest teenager ever to run this distance. No one under 18 has ever run faster.
Inside is coming around with far inside is coming. Can Wilson hold on? It is going to be Quincy Wilson!
Let's talk about how fast this really is. Wilson didn't just beat other teenagers. He beat Olympic champions. He beat professional runners who train for a living. Stephen Gardner, who won the Olympic gold medal in the 400 meters, was in the same race. Wilson destroyed the competition. The second-place finisher came in almost 0.3 of a second behind him. In sprinting, that's a huge gap. Wilson started in lane 5 and ran like he had something to prove. After the race, he said, "I went out there and shot out like a bullet." He controlled the first 200 meters, then pushed harder in the final stretch. It looked easy. But breaking records never is. This wasn't even his first world record. Wilson has now broken the under-18 record 4 different times. Last July, his best time was 44.20 seconds. He just took another 1/10 of a second off.
It's record books wherever he goes, side by side with Bryce Deadman. Pushing for the line. Wilson and Deadman headed to Paris, and they meet the line at the...
That might not sound like much, but in track and field, every 100th of a second matters. Here's what makes this even more impressive. Wilson is now the second fastest under-20 runner in history. The only person ahead of him is Steve Lewis, who won the 1988 Olympic gold medal when he was 19. Wilson is chasing that record too. Right now, Wilson ranks as the 4th fastest 400-meter runner in the entire world for 2025. Not just for teenagers, not just for Americans, for everyone. Only 3 people have run faster this year, and they're all professional athletes. But who is Quincy Wilson? How did a high school kid become this good? Wilson was born on January 8, 2008 in Chesapeake, Virginia. His parents are Monique and Roy Wilson. He has an older sister named Cadence. When Quincy was 8 years old, he started running track. Even then, people could see he was special. His family believed in him so much that they moved from Virginia to Maryland. Why? So Quincy could attend Bully School, one of the best schools for young athletes. The Wilson family knew good coaching and competition would help Quincy grow, and grow he did. When he was only 14, Wilson broke a national record that had stood for 30 years. The old record belonged to Obia Moore. Breaking a 3-decade-old record as a middle schooler told everyone this kid was different. Let's look at how Wilson improved year by year. In March 2022, when he was 14, he ran the 400 meters in 48.41 seconds. By August 2022, he had dropped his time to 47.77 seconds. He won his 5th AAU Junior Olympic Games title.
This track nationals now, he's gapping a Bass in the final straightaway here. It's going to be Quincy Wilson trying to break 49 seconds. Let's see if he can do it. To the line here, he's going to do it. Wow, Quincy Wilson.
In 2023, Wilson kept getting faster. He won the New Balance Nationals indoor title in Boston with a time of 46.67 seconds. A few months later, he ran a 400-meter split of 45.06 seconds at the Penn Relays. He wasn't just winning anymore. He was competing at a level most high schoolers never reach. Then came 2024. This was the year everything changed. In March 2024, Wilson ran the 400 meters in 45.76 seconds at the New Balance Nationals indoor meet in Boston. This broke the national high school record. It also beat the official under-18 world best that had stood since 2017. Here's how crazy that time was. If Wilson had run that race at the 2024 World Indoor Championships against the best adult runners in the world, he would have finished 4th as a 16-year-old high school student. In July 2024, he ran 44.20 seconds outdoors. That made him the fastest teenager ever at that distance, and it got him noticed by the people who pick Olympic teams. At 16 years old, Wilson qualified for the 2024 Paris Olympics. He became the youngest male track and field athlete ever to represent the United States at the Olympics. On August 9, 2024, Wilson ran in the preliminary heats of the 4x400-meter relay. His family was there watching. After the race, Wilson said, "It was an amazing moment. I had my family in the stands. I wasn't 100% myself, but my team came out here and did it for me." Wilson ran the first leg of the relay in 47.27 seconds. That was almost 3 seconds slower than his personal best. He admitted he faded in the final 150 meters, but that's okay. He was 16 years old, running at the Olympics. His teammate Vernon Norwood ran the second leg. Norwood is 32 years old, twice Wilson's age. After the race, Norwood talked about what it was like running with such a young teammate. He said, "I was in the moment, watching a 16-year-old running in the Olympics, making history. I was very proud of him." Norwood also shared the advice he gave Wilson before the race. He told him, "Hey, embrace it. You belong here. This is a privilege. Nobody in this world gets this opportunity. So, make the most of it." Team USA won the gold medal in the 4x400 relay. Even though Wilson only ran in the heats, he earned a gold medal too. That made him the second youngest track and field Olympic gold medalist in history. After the Olympics, Wilson became famous. He threw the first pitch at a Baltimore Orioles baseball game wearing his gold medal. He stood at center field before a Ravens football game. He even visited the White House. But Wilson didn't let fame change him. He went back to high school. He still wakes up at 5 in the morning for school, even though he hates mornings. He goes to classes. He does homework. He practices in the afternoon. In February 2025, Wilson told CNN something interesting. He said, "I think I'm more focused in the classroom than I am on the track." That shows the kind of person he is. Yes, he's an Olympic champion. Yes, he's breaking world records, but he's still a student first. Wilson also shared his mindset about training. He said, "No gold medal. None of that is on my mind. When I'm practicing, I'm worrying about my future goals, nothing in the past. I can't go and change what I've done." That attitude is what separates good athletes from great ones. Wilson isn't satisfied with what he's already accomplished. He wants more. Wilson has built relationships with some of the best runners in the world. Rai Benjamin, who won the Olympic gold medal in the 400-meter hurdles, has become a mentor. Benjamin said, "He's just wise beyond his age. He has a great family, great management. It's great to watch him do his thing being so young." Benjamin also explained how he tries to help Wilson. He said, "I've been trying to give him pointers too, but I also try to keep my distance. You don't want to tell younger athletes too much because they can start overthinking." Vernon Norwood has continued guiding Wilson after the Olympics. Having 2 Olympic champions as mentors gives Wilson knowledge that most teenagers never get. So what's next for Quincy Wilson? In less than 3 weeks after his 44.10-second race, Wilson competed at the USA Track and Field Championships in Eugene, Oregon. This meet serves as the trials for the 2025 World Championships in Tokyo. The top 3 finishers in the 400 meters made up the team. But Wilson's real goal is bigger. The 2028 Olympics in Los Angeles are only 3 years away. Wilson will be 20 years old then, right in the prime age for 400-meter runners. Track and field has seen many young athletes burst onto the scene and then disappear. But Wilson is different. He's run under 45 seconds multiple times now. Even professional runners struggle to do that consistently. Wilson's story shows what's possible when talent meets hard work and the right support. His parents moved their family so he could train at the best school. His coaches developed his talent. His teammates and mentors guide him. And Wilson does the work every single day. The 44.10-second race in Memphis wasn't just about setting another record. It was Wilson showing everyone he's not done yet.
Gout's got a 5-meter lead. He might be holding on. Kennedy's coming home hard. Gout's got 50 meters left to go. Kennedy's trying to close the gap. The gap's getting shorter and shorter, but Gout's going to take the victory. What's the clock say? 46.18.
Gout Gout isn't just fast. He's redefining what speed looks like. At only 17, Australia's sprinting phenom has already rewritten records and stunned veterans around the globe. But his latest announcement? It's something no one saw coming, a bold move that's left fans wondering what's next for track and field's youngest superstar. Most high schoolers are worried about exams and graduation. Gout Gout, he's out here rewriting history. In his final school meet, The prestigious GPS Track and Field Championships in Brisbane, Gout didn't just run, he demolished. Opting out of his signature 200-meter event, Gout tackled the 400-meter and anchored the 4x100-meter relay. It was a bold move, but one that paid off. The stakes were already high. Earlier in the day, Seth Kennedy from Brisbane Grammar had broken Gout's own 200-meter GPS record with a blistering 20.64-second finish. The pressure was on, but Gout didn't flinch. Instead, he delivered a personal best in the 400 meters, clocking in at 46.14 seconds, a new meet record. Kennedy followed closely at 46.64, but Gout's performance stole the spotlight. It was more than a race. It was a legacy-defining moment. And he wasn't done yet. Moments later, Gout returned to the track to anchor Ipswich Grammar's 4x100-meter relay team. The result? Another record, 41.30 seconds. Another win. Another exclamation point at the end of a historic high school career. "This is the place where I found my speed," Gout said, reflecting on the Queensland Sport and Athletics Centre where it all began. "It definitely feels sad, but I'm definitely grateful. Grateful for the school that molded him, the friends who ran beside him, and the coach who guided him every step of the way." Over his time at Ipswich Grammar, Gout set at least 5 GPS records. But it's not just about times, it's about the journey and the way he carried himself through it. And what a journey it's been.
Now he's got a target. Menya moving away from him, Morizzi in the headband. A battle between these two, and Gout working so hard to get to him, and he gets there. Gout takes it by me.
Gout's name started making national headlines months before his final school meet. He broke the Australian 200-meter record, a record that had stood for 56 years. That mark, set by Peter Norman during the 1968 Olympics in Mexico, finally fell when Gout clocked 20.04 seconds in Brisbane. And he wasn't finished. He later lowered it to 20.02. And in wind-assisted conditions, he went even further, 19.84 seconds. Just for context, that's faster than the junior times of sprint legends like Usain Bolt and Justin Gatlin. Let that sink in. Even the 100-meter couldn't hold him back. Under similar tailwind conditions, Gout dipped under the 10-second mark, an unofficial benchmark of world-class sprinting. Every race, every time, he wasn't just winning. He was redefining what was possible. Then came Tokyo.
Lavelle in front, he's winding up the first 3 to go through. Chiramba's there, and he goes through. He was shaky early.
At the World Athletics Championships, Gout made his international debut. Competing against the globe's elite, he didn't shy away. In the 200 meters, he reached the semifinals and finished 4th, running 20.36 seconds in the rain. He missed the final, but the experience was priceless. Semi-finalist and got to compete against the big guys. "I couldn't be prouder of myself," he said. That wasn't just humility talking, it was a signal. Gout Gout isn't a future star, he's already here. But after the adrenaline of world championships and national records, what comes next? That's what has fans buzzing and what makes his latest announcement so huge. He's done with school athletics. The red and white singlet of Ipswich Grammar is now a relic of the past, and Gout's setting his sights on the world stage. "I just can't wait to go on that next journey. For me, it's the world stage," he told reporters. This isn't a farewell, it's a launch. And it's not just Australia that's watching. The international athletics community is taking note. Usain Bolt himself has weighed in, offering caution and encouragement to the rising star. When the fastest man in history pauses to comment on your career, you know you're doing something right. But the road ahead won't be easy. Elite athletics is a different beast. Gone are the predictable routines of school training. Now it's about global travel, professional competition, and the pressure of expectation. Yet if anyone's built to handle it, it's Gout. Even after a short training break following the championships, he returned to break records. That's not just talent, it's discipline. His story is also a tribute to the grassroots foundations that build champions. Without the structured environment of school athletics, the supportive mentorship of coaches like Di Shepherd, and the encouragement of peers, his path might have looked very different. In a way, Gout's rise is as much a victory for community and mentorship as it is for raw talent. He's also becoming a cultural figure, an athlete whose background and identity resonate with a new generation of Australians. In a sporting world that's rapidly diversifying, Gout stands out not just for his times on the track, but for what he represents off it. He's proving that greatness isn't reserved for a select few. It can come from anywhere, and anyone with the drive can make it. The media attention hasn't only focused on his athleticism. Fans and journalists alike have pointed out his humility, maturity, and perspective, rare traits for a teenager in the spotlight. He's active in local youth programs and often shares motivational messages on social media. He speaks not just as a competitor, but as a young leader. Gout's performances have also reignited conversations around sprinting in Australia. A country historically better known for its middle and long-distance runners is now witnessing a shift. He's making sprinting cool again. His raw speed, explosive starts, and clean form are drawing comparisons to global icons. But he's carving his own path, one race, one record at a time. Behind every stride is a lifetime of training compressed into a few explosive seconds. What viewers see on the track is the result of thousands of hours of preparation, grueling workouts, and mental battles few ever witness. Gout's consistency is not just a matter of physical ability, it reflects his deep understanding of what it takes to be great and the discipline to maintain it. The future is wide open. Olympics? Almost certainly. National domination? Already happening. Global stardom? Inevitable if his trajectory continues. But what's just as exciting is the impact Gout is having beyond the track. He's inspiring. To every young athlete watching his rise, Gout represents what's possible with the right mix of talent, support, and relentless drive. He's a product of hard work, good coaching, and a school that believed in him, and he hasn't forgotten that. "I've been at this school since grade 7, and they've definitely helped me," he said. "It's a great school. It's the school where I met my friends and teachers around me." That grounded attitude is rare in someone whose name is already etched in record books. But maybe that's part of his magic. He's human first, sprinter second, and that humility might be his greatest asset as he steps into the chaos of international competition. So what does this huge announcement really mean? It's not just that Gout Gout is leaving school athletics. It's that he's entering a new arena with the kind of momentum most athletes only dream of. He's already broken national records, held his own on the global stage, and brought glory to his school. Now, he's chasing something bigger. He's chasing greatness. And if the last year is any indication, he's not just going to catch it, he's going to redefine it. Gout's story is far from over. In fact, it's just getting started. The world stage is calling, and this teenage rocket from Ipswich is ready to answer. Whether it's the 100-meter, 200-meter, or 400-meter, expect to see his name in headlines, his feet on podiums, and his legacy written in gold. Because when Gout Gout runs, records fall, and the world watches. This 16-year-old kid from Japan just ran faster than Usain Bolt did when Bolt was 20, and now everyone wants to know who he is. His name is Sarado Shimizu. He's a high school student from Ishikawa, Japan. And in July 2025, he did something amazing. At a big high school sports meet in Hiroshima, he ran 100 meters in exactly 10 seconds. That might not sound super fast to you at first, but here's the thing. No teenager under 18 had ever run that fast before. Ever. The old record was 10.06 seconds. Two other young runners held that record. Christian Miller from America got it in 2023. So did Purapol Bunsan from Thailand, also in 2023. But Shimizu just blew past both of them. He didn't just break the record, he smashed it. His time was faster than Usain Bolt's best time when Bolt was 20 years old. Yes, that Usain Bolt, the fastest human being who ever lived. When Bolt was 20, his best was 10.03 seconds. Shimizu beat that, and he's only 16.
They're set to William Blake. Gets a decent start. Nikhil Ashmead is left in the blocks, and so too Usain Bailey. Joel Blake steps away from the rest of the field. Bailey tries to go with him, looks around. It's a 10.
Now, before you think Shimizu beat Bolt's actual world record, let's be clear. Bolt still holds the fastest time ever at 9.58 seconds. He set that in 2009, and nobody has touched it since. But the fact that a 16-year-old kid is already faster than young Bolt, that's something special. So who is this kid anyway? Shimizu is small for a sprinter. He stands just 164 centimeters tall. That's about 5 feet 4 inches. Most great sprinters are much taller. But Shimizu doesn't let that stop him. Both his parents were athletes. His dad was a high jumper who finished 4th at a national competition. His mom ran the 100-meter hurdles at the national level too. So you could say speed runs in the family. In 2023, when he was still in middle school, Shimizu won the 200-meter race at the National Junior Championship. That was his first big win, but nobody really knew his name yet. Then he got to high school in 2024, and everything changed. In his first year of high school, Shimizu ran 10.26 seconds. That might not sound super impressive now, but remember, just 1 year before that, his best time was 10.75 seconds. He got almost half a second faster in just 1 year. That's huge in sprinting. That run set a new national record for his age group in Japan. The old record belonged to Abdul Hakim Sani Brown, a famous Japanese sprinter who's the only Japanese runner to ever make it to a world championship 100-meter final. So beating his record meant something big. But Shimizu wasn't done, not even close. In April 2025, he went to Saudi Arabia for the Asian Under-18 Championships. He won gold in the 100 meters. His time there was 10.38 seconds. Good, but not amazing yet. Then came July. First, he ran 10.19 seconds at one meet. People started paying attention. But the real magic happened at the National High School Championship in Hiroshima. It's the final race. Shimizu lines up against the other fastest high school kids in Japan. The gun goes off, and Shimizu just takes off. He leaves everyone behind. Not by a little bit. By a lot. The second-place runner finished in 10.27 seconds. Shimizu beat him by almost 0.3 of a second. In sprinting, that's like winning by a mile. When Shimizu crossed the finish line, he knew. He threw his arms up and jumped for joy. Then the time flashed on the screen.